Today I wanted to dig in a little bit about some of the things my realizations that I had on this trip. As promised, I want to talk about worrying about what people think of you and those kind of thoughts. I had a really interesting experience when I was there, and I was in meditation and in like ceremony, and I realized I was noticing, I was paying attention to my thoughts and noticing how many thoughts I had about how other people perceived me. And it was quite a revelation, just like how many, hey Knox, good to see you. Been a while. I have been going live, but it's just been at weird times because of the traveling. So, good morning. Sorry, I've been MIA. Lol. Yes. Well, it's good to see you again for sure. So today I'm talking a little bit about one of the realizations that I had on this trip, and when I was in meditation and in the quiet, and that was how many thoughts I had about how other people perceive me, like just really weird, random thoughts. David, hey David, William, like weird random thoughts, like you'd be doing something and be like, oh, I wonder if they think of me like this, or do I look silly? Do I look strong? Do I look like I'm peaceful? Do I look like this? Right? It's like all of these weird random thoughts. And I was like, what is going on here? Because a lot of times we don't notice our thoughts. They're just like going. But in that time, in that space, when I was stopping, I began to notice how many of my thoughts were about this. And one of the issues about that was like, how much do we do or change or shift what we're doing based on our perception of what other people think of us, right? Because part of why I was going on this trip was to really get sort of a foundation in my purpose, in my path, in what I was doing. I mean, I knew what it was, but it wasn't. I wanted to have more clarity and know that I could stick the course, I guess you could say. And one of the things that came up for me that I realized was that something that can pull me from my purpose is the people I love. And their thoughts, their ideas of what I should or shouldn't do. And that can influence me and pull me from my path, where I'm like, okay, I feel like this is what I'm meant to do, or this is what I'm supposed to do in a given situation. They say this and that and the other. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should listen to them, or, and kind of getting pulled away. And that can happen. I'm sure, to all of us. And people definitely think I can be stubborn because I'm a Taurus. But I realize that even for me, that happens, that I can get pulled from my path in that way. And so where was that coming from? And I recognized that so much that was coming from that, so much of the voices in my head was a perception of other people and what they think of me. Right. And when I realized that, I was like, oh my God, that's how we get pulled from our path, when we're letting other people's ideas, perceptions pull us away from that path. And then a few hours later, I had the second realization, which was even more interesting, because I realized, oh my God, it's not even other people at all. It's all me. It's all me. All of my thoughts about the judgments of other people, it's all my judgments on me. That's all it is. I'm judging myself, right? So when I hear them saying, if I hear their thought, if I hear like they're thinking this about me, right? Or I wonder if they're thinking this about me, or whatever it is, all those voices of judgment and or just observation or whatever, but it's really judgment in the bottom, right? Do they think I'm strong? Do they think I'm weak? Do they think I'm pretty? Do they think I look like a mess, right? Do they think whatever it is, all like, smart, right? All of these thoughts that are kind of like through your brain. that you don't seem to have much control over, honestly. I began to realize, wow, that's actually all me. That's my thoughts. That's my judgments. Other people probably aren't thinking that at all. And even if they are, I don't know it. So all those thoughts in my head was all me judging myself. Knox says, yeah, people try to take your energy, but it's up to you to choose how to use your energy, like choosing your battles. Yes, yes, absolutely. You choose how to use your energy, but even your own energy can be working against you. Your own thoughts can be working against you. Your own thoughts can be judging yourself without, and you can feel like it's other people's judgments, but it's actually your own judgments on yourself. And that was just like, whoa, wow, okay. So how much of the kind of judging thoughts or the worries about what other people think of me, how much can I release of that now that I understand that it's not actually them, it's actually me. It's all the standards that I judge myself by, based on like maybe the standards and social circles that I see around me, right? I see like, okay, everyone does this and they do this and they dress this way and they look that way, right? And maybe I also absorb those standards and then use them to judge myself. Right? Knox says, yeah, you're right. Like we're our worst enemies sometimes. Yes, yeah, exactly. We are our worst enemies. Exactly right. We are our own worst enemy, because we're doing way more judging of ourselves and taking away our own power than anybody else is. So that was a really, that was a good realization for me. And I hope that I carry that with me to, as those thoughts come up. And they're so subtle, like when we're not paying attention, I don't even notice I'm having them all the time. That was kind of the weird thing, right? Was that in that moment I was able to see them. But most of the time, it just feels like it's my own thoughts on myself, right? It feels like it's me. But those thoughts are not me. That's the trick. It's not me, right? That's my brain just running these different programs, just like your computer runs programs, right? But you're the operator of that computer, and you get to say, nope, I want to run this program, not that program. You shut down that program and you open a different one, right? That's the me. That's the operator, the consciousness. The brain, our brain is just like that computer. It's running the stuff it's been programmed with. And not because it can hold us back from our full potential. So I totally get you. Good, good. Yes, absolutely. It holds us back from our full potential when our thoughts are so full of worrying about other people's judgments, right? When our thoughts feel like they're full of other people's judgments, but in fact, it's our own judgments. It's not even other people's judgments. Other people probably have far less judgment on us than we do on ourselves. And so there may not be much I can do about other people's judgments, but if I can release all of those judgments I have on myself, and if I can release the feeling of being judged and the constantly seeing myself from other people's eyes, right? That feeling like I'm looking at myself and judging myself from other people's eyes, the more I release of that, the more free I become, the more I can just do what I need to do in the world, have fun, relax, enjoy, right? And let go of those judgments because they're really me. It's not really anybody else anyways. So that was something I learned on this trip that I wanted to share with you. Thank you, Knox. Thank you so much for commenting and for participating, and the hearts. It's so good to see you. Hey, Alana. Hey, Mariah, Miguel, everybody. Lots of love to you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Go back and watch this video. It's about how we hold ourselves back and judging ourselves more than anybody else judges us. So it was great to talk to you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.